This r/Reddit user asks, "How did you find out you got cheated on?" She was kind enough to send me the videos she took of her and multiple other dicks in her mouth. Why? God, people are FG nuts. I enthusiastically signed up for Facebook. Went to add her as my girlfriend. And found out that she was in a relationship with some jackass. I haven't gone onto Facebook since. That was 2008. Facesucker is the bane of humanity. You aren't missing out on ADN thing. I was coming early from work. And on my way to my house I got a message from my neighbor saying there's a car parked on my spot. At that moment I didn't think much about it until I got to my house and saw it was my best friend's car. I went inside and I saw my GF getting banged by my best friend. I was shocked for a sec, then the dark side of the force took over and started to beat the ST out of my friend until my knuckles started to bleed. Cops were called and got assault charges, only spent a night on jail. But I'd do it again. Her sister told me when we were banging. Nicely done. Way to get preemptively even with her. Which time? The last time we were at a friend's birthday party and I wasn't in a party mood because I had cracked a tooth earlier and she had started a bullshit fight with me. Because I was cleaning the floor of my condo. She got angry with me that I wasn't happy and into the party and generally shitty to me all night. We didn't part on good terms. The next morning I got a message from her daughter asking where she was. So I started messaging people at the party to find out who she left with because she wasn't answering her phone. She finally contacted her best friend. But wouldn't tell her where or who was with, only that she was in fact alive. I started piecing things together from little scraps of info. I found out she did go home. But left immediately and told her son she was going to an after party. There was no after party. That was when I knew. Got a message from a girl who I had never spoken to before telling me her boyfriend played games on Steam with my GF and that she had been sending him nudes and photos of her doing stuff to herself. I called bullshit because I trusted her and had a huge argument with this girl about how it was sick of her to project her insecurities of her relationship all over ours. She kept her cool for 30 minutes and eventually described to me my bedding. My bedside table with our photo and our curtains, and my heart dropped. I apologized to her and left the house to go for a walk. Eventually she admitted she had not been sent away on training meetings for her job but instead getting a train 240 miles away to have sex with this guy in a hotel. For some dumb reason I forgave her after she begged me to and we tried to carry on. A month later she admitted she didn't love me for a long time. We were together 9 years. And she left me. Best thing she ever did for me. Said, "Who'd you bang last night?" As a joke. She responded in a shocked voice, "How'd you know?" And yeah, that's how that 8 years relationship ended. That's a shitty plot twist. It's not as bad as him never finding out. And living with her till they get divorced with a wife and kids and a house. No, that's the long con. Then you divorce her and tell her the whole thing was because the missing hot pockets. He came home with a bouquet of roses. He'd never done that before. It wasn't our anniversary or anything. Just decided out of the blue to get me roses. Ironically, he hadn't been cheating that particular day and it was actually a really sweet gesture. "Oh hey, I'm at the store and there's roses. My girlfriend loves roses, I think I'll get them for her. XD, we joke about it now. All water under the bridge. We're better as friends. He's a better person now. All is well. But man, do I have trust issues because of it. That's made me terrified to try dating again for the past checks watch 11 years. So how did you find out by him bringing home roses? It was out of character for him at the time. And he'd cheated before. So I put 2 and 2 together. Asked him about it and he confessed. Though he was adamant then and still is to this day that he had not been sleeping with another woman that night. We broke up. He worked on his issues that drove him to cheat and has actually gotten over those issues. Everything's good now. Long distance relationship. Australia, USA. 2 months after he went back home he called me and told me that a couple of months after he came home he slept with a girl at a party. I was devastated. But in the long run I'm glad it didn't work out because we fought all the time. Guy number 2 slept with a girl who lived in a trailer park named Stormy. He had a thing for women with kids. Glad that didn't work out either. I was in rehab and let him use my phone when I was gone. Found his messages to random girls. His friends started acting weird to me after I got back too cause he had kissed other girls, so they thought we broke up and were confused when I was back and hanging around again. He stopped talking to me as much and started rain checking on Hangouts. It wasn't much of a coincidence that he started talking about his new, fun and cool female friend and how he wanted to move in with her in college. We were long distance. Unfortunately, I was the fool who took him back after he convinced me he didn't cheat, and the second time he just started not replying around midnight because he was out studying with another girl. I mean, there's no winning in that situation. Should you not believed him? You would have been labeled the bad guy. How are you faring now? She suddenly, totally out of the blue, got extremely anxious about me cheating. To the point when she always wanted to know where I was 24/7 and to whom I talked to. She always looked into my phone and read through my chat history. One day I got fed up with that and did the same. Turns out her severe anxiety issues weren't about me cheating. Or so I assume. But about me finding out she cheated. People project their emotions far more than they realize. Beep beep boop beep. Dead. Slash. Same, except she would get angry if there was even a woman on TV or a movie we watched. Oh man. U_Monocorp's comment and yours together just hit too close. I think we all dated the same girl and got triangle cheated. Well, I had a feeling. I was supposed to meet up with him after he was done doing some stupid ST. And he never showed. We were supposed to meet at a bar and I was waiting with his BFF, who is also a woman. We were talking about how it was weird he hadn't answered or showed up. I decided that I felt something was fishy. So I said goodnight to the friend and I left. I showed up to his house and he was in bed with his ex-wife. I'm dumb and eventually took him back, but I never trusted him again. Now he's dating the girl I was waiting at the bar with. I proposed, she said yes. A week later she says, I am confused about the relationship and need some time. A week later she says, her ex wants to get together with her again. I tell her to tell him the truth and sort it out. A week later, she tells her ex about me. He calls me and asks me how long have we been going out. 5 years. He says, that's not possible because we made out with each other in that time. Both of us realized that she double dated. Never felt so bad. Don't wish it on anyone ever. Just a hunch. But I think you should have put a serious tag if you wanted legit answers. I'm not good at Reddit. Most of these seem legit, dude. Walked in and she was getting banged on the couch in the living room area by the guy who lived across the hall. AFK, no dude. Is okay, hadn't been with her long. Just really p'd me off. Better to know early on. Actually a bit of a blessing. I could see it in her eyes. She denied it as I was breaking up with her and denied it for years after and then finally admitted to it. Some people are extra bad at lying to the point you can tell when they're holding something in. But most people are generally not able to lie about big things like cheating unless they are a psychopath. Girl messaged me with screenshots of him in Tinder and also trying to get her to come over to FK. It's important to note this was while I was out of town for my much-loved grandfather's funeral. He had on scented lip gloss. I don't wear lip gloss. But I do wear lipstick. He still doesn't know the difference. Sad thing is I knew whose lip gloss it was because I bought it for her. SMH. What AFG idiot. He made us fake a breakup. Told me not to tell anyone. His reasoning was that his parents didn't like me and were going to take his phone if he didn't end things with me. I went against him and told my BFF that we were still secretly dating. She admitted he'd been hitting on her for weeks. My first BF cheated on me with my at the time best friend. So he tells her not to tell me about their relationship they developed. Meanwhile, she tells me about it when we actually spend time alone as friends. Course he fessed up to it when I confront him on it. Text from my best friend's wife. After him telling her that he had slept with my wife. Now you gotta bang your best friend's wife. Bring balance back to the force. I'm gonna need a diagram for this. The friend who slept with her told me. He actually wanted me to hit him for being 17 and HY and sleeping with her. I was relieved because dumb 18 me thought you needed a reason to break up. Not just, I'm not happy and don't want to date you. I wasn't mad at him. I was mad she, very badly, lied to my face about it. And I was annoyed when I found out he wasn't the only friend she'd slept with. But hey, that was over 20 years ago. She's a better person now. And I wish her the best. That is great that you have so much forgiveness in your heart. So many people are too obsessed with revenge and grudges. God be with you. I attribute it more to being polyamorous. Before I knew it was a thing. I mean, poly or not, surely cheating is cheating? I'd wager trust is even more important to poly people. A month after being dumped, a close friend told me she had been cheating with a new friend. I had a feeling she was. But since it was my first relationship, I was ignorant of it all. That first relationship messed me up real bad and I'm still dealing with some trauma after 6 years. My ex-husband let it slip at the bar talking to someone else. Sitting right next to me. Surrounded by friends. Like I wasn't even there. That he FD someone besides me at the most recent party we'd hosted. When he felt me burning holes through his brain with my eyes and saw everyone just staring. He whipped around and said, "I'm sorry. I thought you were in the bathroom." Quote, "Well FK. I hope you got the house and his dog. Dude kinda dumb." Lots of changed behavior and little signs. But the kicker was that he bought new underwear. We'd been together about 5 years and I always had to buy his new underwear because he couldn't be bothered to. He must have forgot that he told me when we first started dating that he only bought new underwear when he was seeing someone new. Oh wow. DN. Good memory too. I would totally forget something like that. That is such a cheating move. New underwear is always a tip-off. HL. It's in the manual. I had a friend of a friend who was hooking up with my girlfriend's roommate. My girlfriend didn't even know I knew this guy. Just completely random hookup. I saw him a few days after and he told me he heard my girlfriend in the other room mourning and screaming all night BC she was hooping up with her ex. I asked about it the next day and she denied it at first. Since she had no idea I would find out BC she didn't think I'd happen to know the guy in the next room. Never checked Facebook. One day I went to her Facebook and her relationship status was widowed and she'd unfriended me. Unfortunately I knew all her passwords. Lots of stuff I wish I hadn't seen in her email. She was telling people you were dead? She's crazy LMAO. OF. This is going to be AST memory to bring up. They called me from their phone while they were getting it on. When I called them out about it, they literally accused me of invading their privacy by listening for 30 seconds. Dang, I am still in love with the gal too. 12 years though. No contact. Can't get over it though. I did deserve it. Still AST way and AST response by them. So sorry for what you've gone through. That's messed up. You're the one getting cheated on and they were mad at you? FC kin low of them. Hope you're in a better place now. I am still a drunk. I was getting better then Corvid hit. I am just a nice dude but I work for collections for a bank. I am not trying to defend her. But she's gone off. Traveled the world. She's still making art. We grow and my story is from 12 years ago. If she's a good person she feels regret about the situation. If she did it on purpose and feels no shame, well, that's on her. I can't get over how she called me out about it. Anywho, I was a person who deserved it. I did not deserve her accusing me of being a bad person for accepting a call for 30 seconds. I have to make one disagreement with you. You didn't deserve to be cheated on. Doesn't matter where you were at in life. And it doesn't matter where you're at now, no one deserves betrayal. Sure, it might be in some way understandable. But it's not deserved. I hope life looks up for you, mate, and you get yourself together. Sucks that it happened to you, but I genuinely hope you realize that things can get better. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more videos.